It is 6:45 right now, and the Democratic National Convention wraps up tonight with a highly anticipated speech from Vice President Kamala Harris as she formally accepts the Democratic nomination for president. And CBS's Caroline Cummings joins us once again live from the United Center, where the convention has been going on all week in Chicago. Caroline, good morning. Thank you for joining us once again. Let's start off with this. We heard from Governor Tim Walz last night as he accepted the VP nomination. So what were some of the key takeaways?
Well, good morning, Allison. Great to be with you. So Governor Tim Walz last night introduced himself to Americans. He talked about his background coming from a small town, being a high school teacher and football coach before entering political life. He was a congressman before he became governor. He's in the middle of his second term, and it's very similar to his stump speech that he's been making 2 weeks on the campaign trail since Kamala Harris announced him as her running mate. But to many people at home, they might not know who he is. So he gave that background about himself, talked a little bit about the bills that he has signed into law while he's been governor, paid leave, doubling down on abortion rights in Minnesota. And he also tried to draw the contrast between Kamala Harris, his running mate, the top of the ticket, and what former President Donald Trump is offering Americans at this moment. And he tried to paint a picture of hope going into the future and how he and Harris together could pave a new way forward. Allison.
And we hear from the top of the ticket tonight. What can we expect from the vice president's speech?
Well, similarly, expect to hear Vice President Harris also introduce herself, talk about her background as a prosecutor, the Attorney General of the state of California, and then she went on to be a senator before then becoming vice president. So she will make a little bit of that introduction because it was just a month ago, if you can believe it, that is when she became the Democratic nominee, or the party started coalescing around her after President Joe Biden dropped out of the race. So she's still got some catching up to do with some Americans who are wanting to know more about her. She's also going to try to draw that contrast between her and former President Donald Trump, especially leaning into that record being in a courtroom, because she has kind of said throughout this campaign, and even 4 years ago when she first ran for president, that she wants to prosecute the case against former President Donald Trump. So expect to hear her try to make that case this evening. Allison.
In the 20 seconds we have left, Caroline, any surprises? Have you gotten any leaked papers on who might be there tonight? I mean, it started with a bang with that roll call. Anything as exciting maybe planned for tonight?
Right. Well, it will certainly culminate with going out with a bang with the vice president taking the stage. So there might be some surprise performances in store potentially, if last night is any indication, with John Legend performing up there last night. So lots yet to come. Allison.
If we speak tomorrow, I'm going to put my money on Beyonce with her whole song "Freedom" being the theme. So we'll see. We'll get that back. Okay. Yeah. Caroline, we'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see.
All righty. And we have you covered all week long as the DNC plays out in Chicago, both on air and streaming online on WUSA 9+. And you can count on us to follow up on and fact check claims made each night of the convention. Our verified team is here for you every night at 11 and then every morning right here on Get Up DC.